Chapter 7, Real Fun. My avatar is for fighting with weapons in this first-person perspective, first-person shooter game. This is real combat. War against the zombie uprising and upstart. As she floats upward, weirdly leaving a trail of smoke and dirt, or a whirlwind and dust cloud below, she is rising to the ceiling of the pavilion in the compound, where soldiers of the other await her curse, command, or blessing. My call and duty is to defeat and dismember as many zombies as possible. I crouch outside in my post with my magnum in its holster, whereby I may reach it just over my left shoulder, and my automatic weapon held firmly against my right thigh. I am ready to kill. This is no game. If the other soldiers are going to take us on, they will win over my dead body. I intend to ace an objective kill. There are 10 million players in this game, this war, and I intend to see a lot of heads tumble and pink splatter on my goggles. If she had not started this zombie craze, it would not be worth so many lives to be stolen. If I can only be as dedicated as the most dedicated of soldier and sacrifice myself, I will. I see 6 barrels, which I can access in order to kill other soldiers. As I plow through this labyrinth of a hole and find the commander to rescue, I avoid the demon lord. I have as my assists fighting, accuracy, and weapons. The vignette above features a constructed world where a person is engrossed in the game to the extent that it becomes real. One might ask, is there a reality which is not constructed? It might not be clear which worlds are constructed and which are not, but it is clear games are constructed realities, hence the term gaming. In this postmodern world, or post-truth world, one knows not whether something is a lie or a fact. To the constructivist and to the deconstructionist, there is no central truth lending to the notion of a reality that is not constructed. Many take comfort in the notion that there is no absolutes. Therefore, any position is to be regarded with the same consideration as being true as any other. However, this is a challenging position because in the postmodern world, many now are seeking truth eagerly out of a need and a yearning for security. Truth and reality are preciously sought out in the fallout of the postmodern relativism. There was a desire for everyone's truths to matter, but now there is the pursuit of truth because people fear the implication of relativism. It implies that if everything is relative, then nothing exists in and of itself. That means there is emptiness and insecurity to deal with. Boredom and emptiness are averted through the use of games and other media. Desire for meaning drives this necessity. In the common household, emptiness and lack of stimulation is intolerable. Therefore, the television and computers continue to play while someone is at home, and sometimes when no one but the pet is at home. Media are necessary for life. No one lives unless they are plugged into a device. One can go to the screen and play a violent video game with a stranger on the other side of the world. Once one is into a game, there is no escape from the veracity of the realness and the feel of the fit a person has for their surroundings, the environment, or the host. Gaming is reality for the person experiencing the temptation to go into attack mode and take out the enemy. It is through this experience that pseudo-efficacy, which fosters the sense of ultimate control, guarantees power and security. The participant need only to react with the flesh and bones of their fingers in order to experience, view, and hear the world of the screen. This is more than a philosophical position. It is a reality. Many individuals remain fused to their particular chosen world and cannot escape thoughts of it throughout their day. Being fused to a screen, movie, or game can happen without helpful time management. Neither young people nor children have a chance of learning anything other than the content of their game, and the game can be potentially reprehensible. Children of all ages play violent video games, and many adults do also. The internet is a place to meet and make friends who remain anonymous or pseudonymous, which can become a snare or trap for seemingly innocent or naive persons who may meet seemingly dangerous persons with harmful intent. Limited education is afforded outside of the screen opportunities one is involved in. Even so, video games have become quite the sport and even find their way into venues next to physical sports. Studying media can demonstrate multiple instances of how media influence society to participate in such virtual meaning-making activities as games. One model for understanding media, meaning-making, and behavior, called the Social Meaning Framework, has been developed by Shane Murphy, who states, "The perceived meaning of gameplay will determine subsequent changes in self-efficacy. Perceived ability and enjoyment it is these psychological factors that the social meaning-making framework predicts will influence subsequent behavior." This theoretical positioning explains that through the process of playing games on a computer or gaming system, persons can gain skills and pleasurable time. It also suggests some connection between media, meaning, and personal subjective experience. Games have the potential to invade and seduce the subject because of their interactive nature. This interactivity fosters the perception of mastery and control, even though this mastery is imaginary. This is the dynamic which sets the person up for entrapment by media. The more static or less interactive and dynamic the medium is, the less it operates in a process manner. The idea is when one comes to a media device, there is more than a glance or even a stare, but an entrapment much stronger than a simple connection. When the subject of a person connects with an object, it loses its subjective nature and becomes objectified. When the subject of a person connects with media, it loses any nature it may have of its own and becomes this process. This process is the interaction between subject and media. It is at once subject and media. The person is trapped in the process. The subverted subject acts on behalf of and is controlled by the particular medium.